Yo, what is good, people? Ben from Lover of Tech. Welcome to your Monday Night Tech and Chill Show Unplugged. And of course, we are live. Woo! And as you've seen by the title, we are going to be talking about the iPhone 15 Pro Max and how I actually ordered the iPhone 15 Pro Max in titanium blue or blue titanium in the 1 terabyte model. And I'm actually worried about the iPhone 15 Pro Max when it arrives on Friday the 22nd. And I'm going to go through several reasons why me getting what is effectively, for the first time ever in my tech career, in my tech love or whatnot, for the first time ever, I've actually got the absolute top spec and top SKU, aka stock keeping unit model of the iPhone 15 Pro Max. I've never, ever done that. Now, I'm going to explain why. We're going to go through the motion and explain why I copped the 15 Pro Max 1 terabyte. Why I'm worried, and what might surprise me when it arrives on a Friday, especially when I throw it next to the S23 Ultra, and then pretty much the week after, right next to the Google Pixel 8 Pro. Right? What might surprise me, what I'm worried, and why I've got a 1 terabyte edition of the iPhone 15 Pro Max. In the meantime, let's jump into the comments. I see people jumping in, hopping in. Share it on your socials, Twitter, Instagram, whatever, WhatsApp. Let your friends and family know that we are live. Come and tech and chill and unplug with us for your Monday night stream. Let's go in there. We've got Black Bruce Lee. Okay, I like that. 1 terabyte? I know. Who told me to go get 1 terabyte, you know? Who told me to go get 1 terabyte, you know? Tuning in. Chunky, boy. Appreciate you tuning in, man. Thank you. Hey, we are back. Of course we're back, man. It's a Monday. No reason not to be vibing on a Monday, man. So we're pretty much in the mix and blend. Sorry, I might not be able to join the stream tonight. I apologize. I know the latest I always try and do this is 10 p.m. British summertime, GMT +1 or GMT when the clocks go back or forward, UK time. But, you know, had to be shooting some sponsored video today, so I had to really get in and get in a mix. So 11 o'clock was the absolute pushes. So hope everyone is well. I'm seeing people joining the mix. Appreciate you being here. Worried that you're going to love it. You might have just caught onto me. We're going to talk about it. We are going to talk about it, but I'm worried. I'm worried on so many different levels. I like that. Xander1889 says, I'm an Android user, so if that is what you mean, I'm feeling it too. I ordered a 15 Pro Max as well. I feel like this might be the iPhone to switch me back, at least till the S24 Ultra. Hey, you're a baller shot caller like me, man. We switch all the time. Yes, Bailey in the house. What's good, people? Appreciate you being here. Dropping the fire emojis. The girl, them sugar there. Dropping a bit of the patois, man. What's good, brother? Shout out to you, the consistent crew that are always in here, the live squad. Hit that like button, of course. Hit subscribe. Hit that notification button so you're part of Team TLS, a.k.a. the Tech Lover Squad, so you don't miss any new videos, live streams, and things that are popping here on the Lover of Tech channel. Be ready. All right, let's see what's good. Yo. Daniil in the house. Okay, funny story, right? Shout out to Daniil for being in here. Hey, I'm curious what you got to say. And of course, that's what the Tech and Chill show is all about on a Monday night. Daniel's actually the one that did my iPhone 14 Pro upgrade last year over the phone with my carrier network EE. And if people don't know, it's a bit of fate and luck. Like, you don't know who you're going to be put through when you call over the phone. And I ended up getting through to him. We were just having a genuinely good conversation. He was down to earth, very, 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 very helpful. Very helpful. And yeah, now I appreciate you still sticking out, man. A year later, we're here, 15. Appreciate you being here tonight, man. We're going to talk, we're going to vibe, we're going to get in. Jared, moving to the iPhone 15 Pro 256 gig from the Z Flip, but which Z Flip model? Z Flip 5G, Z Flip, Z Flip 3, 4, 5. Which one are you switching from? The last iPhone was the iPhone 4. Oh, to me, the greatest iPhone ever made. iPhone 4, next to the 5S. The homie Latrell's in the house. What's good, bruh? Trell's in the house. Trell, we're linking up in Vegas again in January. And this time, Vegas, CES is on the second week of January. I really hope they just stick to that. I hate going Vegas on the first week of January. CES looks like it's from the 9th, which is the second week of January this time. Oh, thank Lord. Morris in the house. Smell the coffee's in the house. Check and chill. What are you doing awake? Is it not on Monday? Is it not a work night? Or you're working from home? You ain't got school run with the kids in the morning. Regardless, appreciate you being here. Thank you for joining and teching and chilling with us on a Monday night. Of course. Hey, Ben, is there any difference between the Max and the Pro this year? Also, look very handsome. I had to add to that. I appreciate that. I don't know whether, pause, no homo. Thank you, gratitude. I appreciate that. I did get a fresh stream today. So, that helps with it. What's up, bro? What's good? Tech Town Tweezy unboxing channel. Appreciate you being here, man. Thank you for being here. Come on and show me that iPhone titanium. What's good, Antonio? What's good? Yes, Latrell just got the Galaxy Book 3, man. I love it. Which one did you get? The Book 3 Pro or the Book 3 Ultra? Book 3 Pro, Book 3 Ultra. CES ain't that far. Nah, it's not, bro. It's not. Yay, we are here from a long run. Yes, absolutely. 4. Still remember the story of the iPhone 4 getting lost in the bar. Man. Simpler times, innit? 2010. Simpler times. Really? Switching from the Z Flip 4. Okay. That's fine. I get it. I've never been to CES later than New Year's Eve. Yeah. This year, it looks like it's starting from the 9th, which is the second week of January. I'm so glad they've done that. They really need to stick to it. For us lot internationals that are traveling 11 hours on a plane and having to leave on New Year's Day or the 2nd of January, it's a crappy experience. S23, Talik Patel, what's good? Cheese! AK, what you doing in here? Old school horse of gardens in the house. Gunshots. AK, what's good? Obviously, Monday nights tech and chill. It's what we do, innit? We vibe. We vibe and we have discussions. And I've got a bit of concern about it. You hear me? So we need to discuss why I got the 1 terabyte edition of the 15 Pro Max to start with. We then need to discuss why I'm low-key worried. Am I worried that I'm going to end up loving it? Or am I worried that it might not really meet the expectations, especially when you got phones like this about, and then you got phones from Google, that are flipping, folding and opening up from being a phone to a tablet, or the Pixel 8 Pixel 8 Pro is around the corner. I don't know. I'm a bit worried. So we're going to go through the points of why I'm worried about why I got the 15 Pro Max 1 terabyte edition in the blue titanium. Boom. But homie, I appreciate you being here, man. Nice one. Good on you showing up, man. We're here. We'll stick out for about an hour or so, man. All right, I've got the Fold 5. Not worried. All right. Flexing. I appreciate that. Neva, the Book 3 360 is such a tongue twister. Only one with the 360 screen touch with yeah, that's true. That ain't 16 inches. Yeah. They only stuck to 14 this time around. Yeah, no. I vibe with that one still. That's a vibe. I'm so glad iPhone finally has a decent zoom. I have a feeling the 10x zoom is going to be sharp as well. All right, let's see. 16-inch screen is way too big for me. I prefer 14-inch screen because I just travel a lot and it's just easier to just put 14-inch laptops in my bag, carry. They're just much more portable. Now, 1 terabyte never going to be filled in this life. Ooh, hold your horses, son. Hold your horses, son, because you might be wrong. Did you get a contract or buy it outright? I always just get it on contract. Most of the phones I get, I don't really have to buy them. I only ended up ordering the iPhone 15 Pro Max from EE because I still have my friends and family / employees discount from when I used to work there. And plus, I just wanted to guarantee it on launch day so I can actually get videos out because I've got to deal with Google sending me the Pixel 8 and the Pixel 8 Pro come the 4th of October or slightly beforehand. 1. 2, my Vodafone PR Connect is going to send the other models, the 15 Pro, 15 Plus, and 15. So I'm going to be able to cover the whole iPhone 15 lineup top to bottom. It's just, instead of waiting, I thought, nah, let me just order one anyway and just flip and have it on tap. Of course, no homo. And I just had to make sure. That's all, man. You know? Sorry, but in my opinion, Google ain't getting my money for Tensor, not yet. You lot are savages. You lot are flipping savages, man. Facts. You're recording in ProRes? Let's talk about ProRes now, innit? What's your favorite piece of tech that you don't notice in your everyday life? It definitely has to be my 3D wireless earbuds, man. Like, just having my Pixel Buds Pro or my Galaxy Buds 2 Pro, those 3D wireless earbuds, man, they're just feather light. I use it for when I'm exercising, running. The amount of, sometimes I'm flying twice in a month out of the country for work. You know, like this month I've done Berlin and Barcelona. You know, then I've got Canada to do in October. Then I've got LA to do in November. Yo, 3D wireless earbuds are a lifesaver. They are a lifesaver. So those are my favorite piece of tech off head that I can think of that I don't really notice. And it's just part of just my artillery of just like having it with me and vibing. I might have a sponsorship with Blackmagic for DaVinci Resolve, and if the money is good enough, I might get it. But only eSIM is hard. Yeah, for you lot in US, you lot got stitched. Having eSIM only, especially as a tech reviewer, is a stitch. Yeah, we still get the physical SIM card slot at least, so we're blessed. We're blessed, you know. You don't have to deal with the problem of eSIM only, do you? No, we don't. It's a USA problem. US of A problem. Such a stitch. Jeff Hill in the house. What's good, people? What's good? What's good? All right, man. We said hi to everyone. We've talked. We've said hi to everyone. And we've got 29 concurrent viewers in the house right now, which I really appreciate. The live squad. You lot are the real tech lover squad members, aka Team TLS. And I appreciate that. Just a friendly reminder in housekeeping. We are streaming this in crispy 4K ultra high definition UHD. So if you've got the capacity, the bandwidth, the device, make sure you select higher than 480p, which is SD. Go up to 720p, which is high definition HD. Go up to 1080p, which is full high definition. Then go up to QHD, which is 1440p, which stands for quad high definition. All the way up to 2160p, 4K UHD for the crispiest live stream on Tech YouTube tonight. Oof. We're in. Starting to consider the points for the optical zoom and for the Pro versus the Pro Max, the 3x and the 5x lens, basically the 3x digital zoom. I would love to hear more on your thoughts about it. Time to move over to your parts with the physical sim. Come over to the pond. Do China get the physical dual SIM phones? Yep, that's just a thing. Like, they ain't ever not going to do that in China. China's the only place you can order an iPhone with 2 physical nano SIM slots. Danil, you still get the 2x zoom on a 15 Pro, Pro Max. So I think the 2x then to 5x is going to be a nice jump. In between that gap is going to be techie. Gigabit internet, Jesus. Yeah, man, I got fiber now finally, man. Gigabit down and about 110 megabits up, so I can do the full 4K stream with no frame drops and no quality degradation. So, all right, we're here. Let's talk. iPhone 15 Pro Max. Right, so I wasn't going to do the pre-order Then I did the pre-order on a Sunday. I did the pre-order. No, I did the pre-order on a Saturday. I ended up doing the pre-order on a Saturday, and I called up EE. So I've got two lines that have. Well, Daniil can back me. I've got two lines with like 30% discount. So I'm a bus. I think I'm a bus mumsy with the 14 Pro when I go see her in Canada, because she was just complaining about her 12 not having enough storage at 64 gig, and the 14 Pro's got 256. So anyway, so there's that. I had the option to swap in a 14 Pro and then flipping just do it as a normal upgrade, but I'm gonna use it to do comparison videos within that period of time before I give it to Mumsy, I believe. And then I thought about it. So I thought, all right, let me just get the base model. Let me get the base model. Base model on all the colors on the 14 Pro Max. We're talking about natural titanium, white titanium, blue titanium, black titanium, all pushed back until November. Dead that. By November, yeah, I'm gone. I'm in Los Angeles. I ain't about like that. Cool. So I said, all right, bust me to 512. 512, they said you might get it within 14 days to 3 weeks. Bruh, by then I'm doing coverage on Google stuff, right? So then I said, you know what, yeah, run me the 1 terabyte. Let's see what we're saying. So they ran me the 1 terabyte and they said the natural and the white one, yeah, ain't flying. You might get it within 2 weeks. And I don't like the mics because, like I said, within 2 weeks, all my iPhone coverage has to be done by the end of September, ready into the ripple effect into the beginning of October so I can work it next to the Pixel 8 series. Cool. Right. So I said, okay, you've got the jet black, or you've got the black titanium and a blue one. I said, you know what, yeah? I said in my reaction video, the blue one's definitely got my eyes all over it. So I said, run me the blue one. He said, the blue one, I can guarantee you that's going to be with you Friday. Now, what you got to remember is when you order over the phone, whether it's a new contract or an upgrade, you've got 14 days to either cancel it or swap it, right? Right now, I need the thing run for launch day because launch day, I want to do my unboxing and do my early comparison. Saturday, if you lot don't know me, you know this is the home of the ultimate camera comparison. Man's going in, yeah? iPhone 14 Pro Max versus the S23 Ultra in-depth ultimate camera comparison. I need that ready by Saturday. Then, by some God-given miracle, I'm actually going to try and do a battery drain test where I compare the phones that I've got to see how they actually match up when it comes to battery, when it comes to drainage and using it right. That's going to be a tough one. I've never, ever done these tests before. But hey, we run it, we do it. We're going to do it next to obviously doing a battery charging test as well. So I've got to get all the different chargers, which is what I want to test. I want to test the 30-watt charger, the 20-watt charger, the old 5-watt charger, and then just see, like, just work it. And then Monday, we're going to do the special edition live stream review of the iPhone 15 Pro Max, live hands-on. And if you ain't seen them, go watch my previous one with the Pixel Fold. I bring out like a whole production squad, 5 cameras. We go in. No less than 2 hours, we are reviewing every single segment of that phone. And then my plan is to make sure that the review, that 1 week later review or so, is done on Wednesday, and then do a comparison review on Friday between the S23 Ultra as well as the flipping iPhone 15 Pro Max. That ends September, and then we coast into the beginning of October, and then we start running the Pixel 8 Pro content next to the iPhone 15 Pro Max and the S23 Ultra. So I'll probably be doing a 3-way camera comparison with that one, Pixel 8 Pro versus the 15 Pro Max versus the S23 Ultra. So let me know if you want to see a 3-way. If in doubt, you ain't seen how a 3-way is done, go watch my previous camera comparison, Z Flip 5, Z Flip 4 versus the Pixel 7 Pro. That's how a 3-way comparison looks like, thorough and in-depth, and pretty much knocks it all out the park. So that was the first reason. That was the first reason I ended up getting it. Cool. So now we copped. So I'm now there thinking, rah, I've been about phones even before I started doing content, right? I've never, ever ended up getting both the top model iPhone and the top SKU at the same time. I've never done that because I've just never felt the need. So now I'm in a predicament where you're spending bands on a 1 terabyte iPhone, and you're not even an iPhone user like that. Cool, whatever. So now I've started thinking like, yo, what's the asking price of it? So I thought, let's check what the asking price is. Let me just go into studio mode, Chrome, and we're gonna look through the price together, right? We're gonna look at the price together. Let me transition. Studio mode. Rotted. What happened? Oh yeah, there we go. um all right. Let's go to Apple. All right. And we're gonna look at the price together. 15 Pro Max, blue titanium, 1 TB, £1,600. Right? Yeah. Yeah. Let's go to Samsung. All right. We go here. Right. We're gonna go to mobile, smartphones, S series, right? And we're gonna go to just buy now and a 1 terabyte. Cool. So the one in the UK, pound for pound, 1 terabyte Galaxy S23 Ultra, pound for pound, costs the same, yeah, as the iPhone 15 Pro Max. Top SKU. So that's where my mind is starting to think like, yo, bro, you're ordering a lot of iPhone, right? And you're not an iPhone guy like that. That's already getting you worried because your S23 Ultra brings a lot more to the table, pound for pound, for the same price, right? So I start processing the thing. I start going through the motion and I'm thinking, Apple have done a lot this year. They brought a lot to the table, and there's still some pound for pound stuff that really comes close or actually beats what Samsung are bringing to the table. If we go to the overall design, I will actually say the materials are next generation because it's using a titanium alloy. It's metal infused with an aluminium subframe for better weight distribution and heat dispersion and heat distribution as well. So how that's going to look like? Apple didn't say anything about a vapor chamber cooling to really keep things cool in what of a retrospect. But it's whether the PVD coating is going to hold up or not. I don't know. But I will say Apple does a really nice matte finish. It's got a contoured edge at the minute now, which is something that is going to fix a big complaint about what I had with the 12 Pro Max going all the way up to the 14 Pro Max. The thinner bezels on the front display, thinnest bezels for an iPhone, not for a phone in general, right? So the phone is apparently less wide, weighs less, it curves to the hand a lot better. So I'm thinking, yo, okay, that side of things really matches up to Samsung well. But don't get it twisted. What Samsung have got going here with the S23 Ultra, right? It's no joke. It's no joke. It's no joke at all. So don't play with Samsung when these men have been perfecting how big phones feel and ergonomically behave way more than anyone. Cool. Display. I started thinking about the screen and I'm thinking 6.7 inches versus 6.8 inches. And I was like, okay, you know what? I vibe with Apple because Apple functionally have a better feeling display because it's a flat display compared to a curved display. Display. Curved display. Now, what you gotta remember is though, in terms of swagger, whoo, Lord have mercy. Samsung this time around caught the best balance of the swaggerlicious look of a curved display without the drawbacks because it feels a lot flatter. I think they caught the best balance because the side rails were so there. So I'm thinking there's that retrospect. There's the retrospect of the fact that Apple still doesn't have a true 1440p display. Their resolution is like 1262p. this is a true 1440p display, right? Cool. The size of the display and the fact that you get the S Pen support built into the frame where you can actually use your pen input and use this as a Bluetooth remote to remote trigger your camera and so many different things. Cool. But then I thought to myself, oh, that 2000 nits peak display is no joke. The 2000 nits peak display is no joke, and it does have an equivalent next generation LTPO panel that can go all the way down to 10 Hz or 1 Hz when it's referring to the always on display. So now I'm thinking, okay, this display experience is pound for pound. Then there's a dynamic island, which is a much more usable way to have a notch than what they were doing with that static notch from the 13 Pro Max and before. But then at the same time, visually, it don't look as good as the single hole punch at the top of what you have here with the Galaxy S23 Ultra. That little hole punch dot compared to the fat pill that's at the top of the what you call it, iPhone 15 Pro Max. Yeah, we got to start thinking about it. And the lack of S Pen support. And again, yes, 1,750 nits is 250 nits less than the iPhone, but is the iPhone going to be able to hold its own when it comes to cooling itself and not overheating and auto dimming on the display? That was an issue from before. Now I start getting worried about that. Like, yo, how is it going to handle that? Is it going to be the same problem as what we had? Then I started to think, I started to go through, and I thought the performance, and I thought, yo, Apple are not playing. Now, they have now an A17 Pro 3 nanometer chipset, the first in any mobile consumer device, right? And from what we're seeing, the performance of that chipset is a good preview of what we're going to be getting with them M3 MacBooks later on, right? Apple are almost in a league of their own. And I say almost for a reason, because what they've done with the graphics and what they're doing with next generation games like Resident Evil actually coming over, console level games, and they're not suffering the fragmentation of Android where they say we're going to have ray tracing and this is that. And because the platform is so fragmented with different versions of Android phones, right? I think Apple are going to really pull off next generation gaming graphics on a mobile phone. And as a gamer at heart, and on a technical level, as someone that loves advancements in graphical technology for games, and it's coming to mobile, oh, I'll be honest with you, man, it's got this shaking in its boots. And I get it. The Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 is just around the corner. Qualcomm are going to be having a Snapdragon Summit in Hawaii around November period. Next to MediaTek, which are going to be doing the same, which are going to be on the 3 nanometer TSMC process, which I'm going to be there for it, right? But, we're not seeing these chipsets in these phones until next year, February, right? And by then, because of the optimization that Apple have in a closed-knit system, they might still be the ones to be on top of the game and be able to use more of that power optimized for things like gaming, like what they put through. And what you have to understand is that A17 chip enables so much more of the image signal processor with their new photonic engine for how it processes images, and just the general purpose of what it brings, like the USB 3 controller with the new USB-C port. We're going to touch on that. So now I'm starting to get a bit worried in terms of the performance, but then I start to remember that iOS versus Android, very, very, very subjective, right? And my problem with iOS is all that power on tap, it don't really allow me to use it compared to what Android does, especially Samsung's variation of Android with One UI. Why? Till this day, I cannot put apps in folders the way I want to. I can't place apps where, like, bruh. There's so many odd, archaic things about iOS. Even with iOS 17, which is now out, I just don't vibe with. A display that big and a software that capable with the power under the hood that is that powerful now that they've got 8 gigabytes of RAM, A17 on 3 nanometers, base storage at 256 all the way up to 1 terabyte. why am I not allowed to do things like true multitasking and split screening, like what we can do on iPad OS? Where's this beast of a boy? Split screen, split screen. Flipping goated. You see that? I start to then remember that each to their own. Android, especially Samsung's implementation, allows me to use more of that power on tap through the flexibility of the software. iOS isn't flexible enough, man. And please, 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 for my North American brothers and sisters, we don't care about FaceTime. We don't care about iMessage. We don't care about the ecosystem benefits. Bro, we don't even care about AirDrop. I kid you not. Even iPhone users use WhatsApp here. It's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. Anyway, so I started to think and process that through my brain. And I was like, okay, right. I'm worried now, right? Pound for pound, it sways more to Apple. And I'm actually, here's where I'm now worried I'm going to like the iPhone a lot more than expected, right? Here's where I'm thinking I'm going to like the iPhone more than expected, because the advancements within that tech and Apple having 8 gigabytes of RAM in iOS, that's going to be mad problematic with a 3nm chip and the gaming performance with the graphics improvement, the USB 3 controller, the new ISP, ProRes recording, AV1 decoder. Oh, lad, talk to me. Talk to me, because, yo, Apple. You're about it. And then the big one, the camera. If you're not sure where this is, Apple might just have the best 5x periscope zoom extended zoom lens that we are about to see in a smartphone. I'm not too sure what the physical sensor size is of that 5x zoom lens, but the fact that you've got complete autofocus across all the pixels, as they like to call focus pixels, it's an f2.8 aperture, it's a 5x zoom lens. It looks like the image stabilization with the 3D sensor shift that they've got going on there could be goated. And it looks like, although it's 12 megapixels, it looks like the pixel size is 1 micron meters. So this is huge. This is huge stuff that's going on here with that zoom. But then again, at what cost? At what cost? Because what Apple have been able to achieve on an optical level on the main camera sensor to actually zoom in at 2x and it look like a 2x dedicated zoom lens, like what you used to have on our 11 Pro Max series, has been nothing short of incredible and amazing, right? It's pretty much near as good as optical, even though it's cropping in into the main sensor at 12 megapixels, right? Whatever they're doing in terms of the computational cleanup is really doing the job. And the fact that the new default shooting mode is 24 megapixels with how they're pixel binning, it's going to be very interesting to see in terms of storage space, resolution, and clarity during daylight. But then I started to think to myself, is that going to be 24 megapixels at low light? Nah, I think low light is still going to be binning down to 12 megapixels. More on that later, more findings. And then there is now the option to shoot in 48 megapixels in JPEGs rather than using ProRAW. The ultra wide, and all the lenses have now been given a new coating for less lens flare. Big complaint I had about iPhones in the past. But then I started to think to myself, from the 2 to 5x, and that 3x is gone. Do you know what phone had that problem? The Galaxy Note 20 Ultra. Samsung did the same thing. 108 megapixel main, 13 megapixels or 12 megapixel ultra wide, and then that zoom lens was 5x and it didn't have a mid-range zoom. Why do you think the Galaxy S21 Ultra, S22 Ultra, and now the S23 Ultra have 2 dedicated zoom lenses? Because from the 1x, the ultra wide, up until that 10x, that 3x zoom is your mid-range level that makes the travel distance in between much easier. And that 3x zoom lens, right, is the gold standard for portrait mode. I promise you, space allows it and room allows it. 3x zoom on the portrait mode lens for 3x, right? Clutch. Apple are not going to have that on the 15 Pro Max. Are they even going to be allowing you to shoot with portrait mode on a 5X? That's a large extended zoom at 120 meter field of view equivalent to full frame. The zoom from the 2 to the 5X is probably going to be a very painful jump, where that experience on the 15 Pro is going to be better. And I promise you, it's the same sacrifice and compromise that they had to do, like what Google did with the Pixel 6, the Pixel 6 Pro, and the Pixel 7 Pro, where they don't have a mid-range zoom. And my goodness, 2 to 5X on a Google, absolute butt cheeks. Samsung have 2 dedicated zoom lenses. Is the sacrifice going to be too much to have this, what looks to be on paper, the most superior 5x zoom lens that we're going to find on any smartphone? Leaves me in mixed emotions where I'm excited for that. But am I willing to give up that 3x zoom when I've been so used to it since the S21 Ultra, and how that mid-range 3x zoom really makes up the difference and makes your portrait mode shots just that much crispier and creamy? And that gets me worried. But then, with the ability to record in ProRes 4K 60 via the external USB, let me tell you, there is only few professional cameras that allow you to shoot video from the USB port straight to the SSD. It is doing that in professional resolution ProRes Apple codec up to 4K 60. And you can do that internally as well. If you've got 256 and higher, you can do that up to 4K 30 internally. ProRes. Bruh. The only camera that I have on hand that does that is the Panasonic Lumix S5X. Lumix S5 2X. Lord. My Sony cameras don't even allow me to shoot over USB-C. Apple, of all people, Apple are allowing you to record 4K 60 ProRes video, not on the phone, straight to an SSD drive. Do you... Bruh. Okay, I'm ready for this. That's where I was like, you know what? This might be the best camera comparison I'm going to do. And if it's anything like what I've actually pulled the stops on the 14 Pro versus the S23 Ultra that I did this year, you lot showed out. We are on over 500,000 views on that video. On it's a 24-minute video, blood. You lot really showed out for that. And I'm hoping that we can double back on that as well, man. So watch out for it. The next part that I got into that I started to get a bit concerned was the fact that we were expecting, at least with the new USB-C port on the Pro Max model phones and the Pro phones and the higher transfer rates, we're going to get faster charging or not. It's still officially stuck at 20 watts, but unofficially supports 27 watts. And all the criticisms that I've actually given Samsung for maybe 45 being a bit too mediocre, bro, it's a 5,000 milliamp hour battery that charges in 58 minutes from dead zero. So Apple being on 20 watts, where you're probably going to have to wait an hour and a half, an hour 45 minutes to charge 100%, it's going to be painful. And we don't know what the official battery size is yet, but it's probably still going to be around the 4,323 milliamp hours. Apple quoted no new stats for improved battery. None. Zilch. That is a point of concern. And we don't know if the battery health is going to be any better than the 14 Pro series, because Lord knows it was not holding up like the 13 Pro series. So now that gets me a bit worried, because the overall battery life experience on the Samsung is goated. especially with the 8 Plus, the 8 Gen 2 mobile platform built for Galaxy and what it did for battery life on the S23 Ultra. It was holding its own against the iPhone 14 Pro Max. And the fact that you can recharge it so much quicker, you're winning. So will Apple actually have fallen back in battery performance compared to Samsung? Especially considering the S24 Ultra is just around the corner to be coming out in January? That gets me a bit worried, man. That really does get me a bit worried because the iPhone 14 Pro Max might not be the outright battery champ like it used to be. So I started to process myself and I'm thinking, that being said, it is still an iPhone. The limitations of iOS is still there. The fact that it is not a folding phone. And I get it. It's a traditional candy bar. It's in its own right doing its own thing and it can't be compared. But I'm thinking, man, yo, £1,600 equivalent of what I'm spending on this? That's a lot of iPhone that I might be worried will fall short versus this. Might even fall short against the Pixel 8 Pro. But I also might end up liking it a lot more than I care to admit. The performance, what they're going to be doing to gaming graphics. That 5x zoom might be class leading compared to what Google have been able to do with the Pixel 6 Pro, the Pixel 7 Pro, what they're probably still even going to be trying to do with the Pixel 8 Pro, and even against the traditional Note 20 Ultra that Samsung did from before. This might be the best 5x zoom we are seeing on any smartphone. Is the Pro Max too much and yet still not enough? That's where I'm worried. But I'm also worried I might secretly end up enjoying this as my favorite iPhone definitively, maybe, since the iPhone 5S. And why? It might actually be a comfortable plus size Pro Max phone since forever. I've never liked the ergonomic feel of these Max-based phones, especially from the 12 Pro. Lord, was it terrible. And 3 years later, this might actually be the first time I can actually enjoy a big size iPhone to use on a day-to-day basis. These are my initial concerns. And just saying it, I might end up probably swapping back to something like a natural titanium 15 Pro Max base model 256, or probably return it altogether. Who knows? I'm just putting it out there. I'm being honest, but there'll be back-to-back followage with the 15 Pro coming in, 15 Plus, 15, and we've got the Pixel 8, Pixel 8 Pro, S23 Ultra, S23 Plus, and S23. We've got all the lineup in the big three categories. There's going to be a lot of work to be done, but I'm going to make sure that we throw down, we get it done, we get it in. So yeah, that's why I got the blue titanium iPhone 15 Pro Max and a 1TB model. And these are the reasons why, provisionally and in the preliminaries, I'm worried. Do you share any of those concerns? Boy, let me jump in the comments and see what I go on and see what's good and see if you do share similar concerns or not. Woo, you lot showing out, man. Damn. How many people got? Got 37 concurrent viewers, man. Okay, let's jump in. Let's jump in. I'm seeing a couple of super chats, man. Let me address them first. We've got a homeboy, technically, T in the house. What's good, T? Appreciate you as always, man. Thank you for showing out. Thank you for coming through, my bro. It means a lot as per. Appreciate you, man. We're in here with the $19.99 super chat. Appreciate you, my bro. Thank you, man. Always consistent. Big congrats on your launch of the Technically Red and our collab leather case. Man, I can't wait to get mine in, man. That's going to be my case of choice, my bro. That's going to be my case of choice, man. As always, man, you're a real one, as per. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate you doing that, man. Thank you so much. Appreciate the super chat. I always say it. Direct donation to the channel via super chat is not mandatory at all. I'd rather you lot put up with sponsors and just watch those sponsored videos, whether dedicated, integrated. But it means the world to me when you are actually putting your own hard-earned cash directly to us here at Lover of Tech Media and supporting the movement. This is why I always come out here and make sure that whatever I'm doing in terms of presentation, image quality, sound, vibe, energy, consistency, topic, it's up there so that you feel like whatever money that you're choosing to put down, which is not mandatory, right? It's going to a place where it's worthwhile. And we will always make sure. And T, I appreciate that, man. And shout out to TKM, aka Techkin, Mike Techkin Live. What's good, Techkin Daily? My guy, just because I'm proud of you and I love you, my brother. Love you too, my bro. No homo, but love you too, my bro. Can't wait to see your coverage on the Pro Max. Bro, you know how it is. 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 I don't play. I don't play, my bruh. I don't play at all. We're getting down. We're getting down. It's going to be serious things. It's going to be serious things. It's going to be mad. It's going to be mad. It's going to be mad. But yet again, my bro, I hope the family are doing well. I hope everything is good on your side, man. I appreciate you taking the time to sit down and do this. Be here. Direct donation, man. It means a lot. It means the world, man. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, my bro. All right. Starting from the top, man. Let's clear through the comments, man. Yeah, nice, short and sweet. Watch out for it. Gigabit fiber, but may I add, no worries, my man. The 2160p 4K UHD squad, again, just as a friendly reminder, we are streaming this live in ultra high definition 4K UHD 2160p. So you got the bandwidth and you got the capacity. Make sure you select higher than 480p, which is SD standard definition. Go up to 720p, which is high definition. Go up to 1080p, which is FHD, which is full high definition. Go up to QHD, which is 1440p, which is quad high definition. All the way up to 2160p 4K UHD for the crispiest live stream on Tech YouTube tonight, baby. Let's go. GB down, bro. You're pissing all over my 300 megabit down. Nice. Fiber 900. Yeah, boy. You know it. You know it. Once you experience that Fiber 900 life, it changes you. Gigabit up and down thanks to AT&T with a 5 gig up and down option. Bruh, that's goated. That's goated. That's goated. Gigabit up as well, that's goated. When you get about 10% of the speeds up, which is about 110 megabits per second, which is still nice. Changed my life. I can't believe you managed to get the 15 Pro Max on Saturday. To be honest, you were lucky. Yeah, I was. I'm getting my blue titanium day one pickup, my bro. Blue titanium squad pickup day one, you get me? I've never liked Apple's onboard mics. And one thing about Apple with their cameras that have been such a big problem, the selfie camera, if you shoot in 4K 60, the dynamic range just goes out the window. I don't know what's going on with it. And I hope they fix it this time around, because if they don't, I'm calling them out on it. Watch all my other camera comparisons all the way back to the iPhone 12 Pro and even before then. It's a butt cheeks thing all the time. Looking for them legendary Lover of Tech cameras side-by-side comparisons. Bro, Saturday, 23rd is live. Trust me, we're not playing. All-nighter vibes, man. All-nighter vibes. Yeah, man, gotta get the iPhone for those quick run comparisons. You know, yeah. Shout out to everyone, man. Do you want to see some quick run merch? I gotta do it, you know. I gotta do it. It's just become a staple. It's just become a staple, man. Quick run. Oh, it's so funny. I didn't even notice it until people just started dropping it in the comments, man. One person, like, you know, when a new viewer finds the channel for a camera comparison and drops that and says, I'm gonna do a quick run, subscribe. Like, I'll show you the comments. It's funny. It's funny. It's funny. It's funny. I can't wait for that too. 15, bro. 15, ha. I keep saying 14. Ha. You bring up camera tests after I just comment about it. See, we already know this. I'm usually split. What would you say is usually more of a fair comparison? Same year? Nah, it's always gonna be the year after. For Samsung, it has to, the fair comparison is always going to be the S23, S24 Ultra versus the 15. It's just because there's enough of a gap where we've got to throw it against the S23, right? So Samsung usually gets dealt the bad hand because it always has to do two of the comparisons within that year, right? It has to do the 14 and it has to do the 15 within that year. So Samsung actually has the worst advantage it's at a disadvantage within that year because it's got to do two of them in that year. So the real camera comparison, especially them being on the same 3 nanometer process in terms of chipset generation parity, right, and how the ISP behaves, photonic engine, between obviously what they have with Samsung, I think next year's one is going to be. But regardless, either way, we're still going to compare it to S23 Ultra. You understand? Cool. Like 1,699, 1,599. So funny, people trying to sell the iPhone 15 Pro Max for 1,300 pounds on eBay right now. They're nuts. Scammers. I know it would be a massive piece of work, but a three-way camera comparison would be epic. I'm definitely going to be doing a three-way camera comparison when it comes to the Pixel 8 Pro, 15 Pro Max, and the S23 Ultra. It's going to be a lot of work, but I'm going to do that. So, yeah, we'll do it. Bruh, you got some chrome background as me. Yep. I think it's a Google Pixel one, right, from the Pixel 2. Like Granddad says, I want that thing with the woman in it. Siri. Flipping Siri, man. Even with my big hands, the S23 Ultra is the first time I held a big S series phone. It was a legit too big. Boy, that iPhone is going to be too big for you then, bro. I promise you. Because Samsung make the ergonomically best feeling big phones. Period. Pause. No wonder I always miss you, bro. You streaming past my bedtime. Yeah, now that, bro, I had sponsored videos to do. Nowadays, yeah, I just catch more concurrent viewers if I stream between 10 p.m. to 12 p.m. And unfortunately, the special edition live streams, like, we do that midnight. We do that midnight because I need my North American brothers and sisters to show up because they do. They really, really show up. So normal streams now, I think we're going to be, because I'm not on a day job anymore, normal streams now, we're going to be pushing that to at least 10 p.m. instead of 8 p.m. It gives you a bit more breathing room so we can get our videos done. We've got a lot of sponsor videos that we need to be doing. So there's that to retrospect and think about as well, man. Man like Tech Jammer be asleep. Which phone is better, the Samsung Flip 5, the iPhone 15 Pro Max, or the 15 Pro for everyday use? Ooh, everyday use, I would say the Flip 5 is actually a better phone. People will disagree, but for everyday use, Flip 5 is clutch. I think Flip 5 is actually clutch. I would actually say the Flip 5 for everyday use, in my opinion. Disagree, but that's my opinion. Ben did a whole lot of swap for fruit different. Trust me, man, it's painful. Yeah, I want to know about these games they're bringing on the iPhone. Trust me, Resident Evil 4, right? If you see the graphics that they were showcasing, yeah, and the fact that it's coming there natively, yeah, it's looking mad. Native Resident Evil on an iPhone is wild. Yeah, it is wild. That is the next gen remake as well, so it's kind of mad. Right, probably the 15 Pro Max quite easily, actually. 100%. The Apple file system is beyond frustrating. Oh, don't even get me started with it. Really wish you could customize the home screen more on the iPhone. It's really dumb. Having icon labels, not putting apps where you want. Yeah, it's just very archaic stuff about iOS that I'm over it. I'm over it. I just don't have time to put up with someone with an operating system that just doesn't allow me to do basic stuff like that, man. Man, you're not really coming. I like that. It doesn't matter how powerful Android chips are if they don't have any gaming software support to actually demonstrate it. That's just the unfortunate truth about Android. Android is way too fragmented that every new implementation of graphical features, devs just don't want to mess with it. Developers just don't want to mess with it. It's just too much of a pain in the backside to deal with, right? It's almost like the Apple experience is like games consoles, whereas the Android experience is like PC gaming. It's a slippery slope in terms of the ceiling being higher, but whether you're gonna actually get an optimized experience or even get that experience at all, good luck. Ha ha, so true. WhatsApp rules in the UK. Exactly. Like, bruh, all the iMessage and FaceTime talk, it doesn't really work with us here, man. All right, everybody was saying Apple was going to do no ports before they did USB-C. Well, you can thank the European Union for that because they would have done that. They would have done that. No, that's not on everyone. Apple would have done that. Trust me. Apple would have gone all the way portless before they did USB-C. I promise you that. Thank the European Union for that, Latrell. Trust me. That's not them. If they had the choice, they would have not put USB-C in there. That's why the normal 15 and 15 plus are still capped to USB-C, USB 2.0 speeds at 480 megabits per second. Come on, bruh. Latrell, they had to because of the EU laws. Absolutely. I know why they did it. I still don't. It still don't change the argument. Well, it changes it because if you leave it to Apple, they wouldn't have done it. Greg Joswiak and Craig Federici went on stage in some podcast with Wall Street Journal where they really were complaining that, oh, we don't have a choice but to listen, but we'd rather not have let the government make it a prescriptive and just done it ourselves. They made it very clear that if not for the government, they would have stuck to it. So it's a legal thing. It's a law-abiding citizen thing or get shafted. Yeah, but it means that they would have not done. Yeah, trust me. Like, I love you, Charles. I promise you, Apple only did this because they got forced on a legal, governmental level. They weren't going to do it. They didn't have to do USB-C. Trust me, they had to. They could have gone straight to now. They couldn't have. It would have gone against the law. They couldn't have. They couldn't have. It's the way the law was set up. They had to get USB-C. They couldn't have gone straight to MagSafe. It would have been impossible. They would have actually made it worse for themselves. If they did that, if you go back and read that article, if they did that, Apple would have been sanctioned. They weren't legally allowed to do that. They couldn't have gone straight portless. Nah. Hell nah. Yeah, true. Portless maybe on a 17. They still can't do that. Couldn't guess when. I love 3X. Yeah, the 3X zoom lens as a mid-range zoom lens is clutch, man. My ideal hardware camera configuration, please, whoever is a manufacturer is going to do this, please do this for me. A 0.5x ultra wide, a 1x main wide, a 3x mid range, and a 6x extended periscope zoom that goes up to 60x digital. That's it. That's it. You do that for me on a hardware level, I'm a happy man. It's definitely going to be interesting to see if you can do portrait mode with the 5x. Curious to see how that will come out. I don't think so, man. I don't think they're going to allow you. You can shoot to SSD, yes. The iPhone 15 Pro, because of the new USB 3 controller on the A17 Pro chip and the new USB-C port with USB 3 speeds at 10 gigabits per second, yes, you can record straight to a compatible SSD with the correct cable, right, that supports the data transfer in 4K 60 in ProRes. ProRes, people. ProRes. That's mad. In posse cunt. Most semi-pro cameras can't do that. And you can do that on an iPhone. I gotta give props to them. That's a proper pro feature. That's pro level features there. I didn't even know that. Not useful to me, but that's cool. Yeah, let's go. You got a PayPal or something to avoid a YouTube tax? Yeah, I tried to, man. Pause. That was cap. Hey, yo, pause. That was wild. Tech in mic on a budget. Tech in budget on a mic. I love that. Yo. Apple has a thing of managing good battery life on iOS, and their chips do well. Yeah, they do. But yeah, the overall battery experience on the S23 Ultra was better this time around because of the faster charging speeds. True. Seriously, how many people would need to directly save? This ain't about how many people. This is for pro users. It's actually an ultra level feature. Look, the normal people that don't want none of that, get the 15 Pro, get the 15 Plus. This is a pro level feature. Apple are justifying the pro name more. When you have a pro device, having niche super pro features justifies it more. It is still clutch regardless. It's still clutch. External storage is still clutch regardless. How big of a cut of your audience is in the US and Canada? I need to check again, to be fair. It's more than the UK, though. Samsung annoys me, though, with that flip. Still no DeX. Razer's even got the desktop mode. It's because it doesn't meet their thermal heat management requirements to do decks on a flip. So that's the reason why, unfortunately. I am looking forward to the S24 Ultra with the flat display and the upgraded cameras. I'm almost not looking forward to it because it looks like us here in the UK and Europe, we're going to be getting Exynos again with the 2400. Johan, what's good, man? Appreciate you being here. Been a while. Jake, I could care less about gaming on the phone. I think it's just silly. I don't think it's silly, but I'm with you. I could care less about gaming on my smartphone. I don't think it's silly though, but I could care less. I think my biggest frustration with iPhones is iOS, and not for the reason you think. It's really glitchy for me. iOS is hella unstable and glitchy. Hella, and it's just poorly laid out in terms of navigation. Navigating around Android is so much better with gestures. And it's so funny because Apple did gestures first with the iPhone 10. Android does better with gestures now. I'm still sort of surprised they didn't make USB-C only a EU thing out of spite. And to be fair, the fact that they actually did U-Lot as a SIM-less iPhone only in America, but they put SIMs in, I thought they were going to be petty like that and do that with the US lot as well. I really thought they were going to do that, but I just think logistically they just couldn't be bothered like how they did with the SIM. Jake, I used to agree with that, although now they are porting the full version of games and not these wacky mobile versions. And I think gaming on phones will take off even more. And this is the part that I agree with. And I think accessories that actually allow you to have physical controls is going to be something that's going to take off more. And this is the part where I don't care for mobile gaming on smartphones, but I think Apple, with what they're doing on the A17 Pro, with bringing native games and actually being able to implement ray tracing, I'll be dead honest with you, this is the part of the iPhone that I'm scared and worried that I'm going to like it some more. Way more than I expected. Hold fire on that one. Mike. B. Floyd says S23 Ultra can record to SSD and create a mode a video today about it. No, that's not the thing. It's being able to record to SSD in ProRes. I need people to understand it's the codec and the resolution and the frame rate. It's the combination of the three. It's crazy. You got to give Apple props to that. And I ain't want to be giving Apple props for the sake of props, man. Shout out to you, B. Floyd. Apple wouldn't just say enough, Latrell. They would lose too much money, and we know how much Apple loves money. Absolutely. They've called it the iPhone 15 Ultra at this point. Well, that's going to be next year if they put 4 cameras. To be justified as an ultra phone, in my opinion, you have to have 4 usable focal length cameras. Have to have an ultra wide, a main 1x, a mid-range zoom, and an extended zoom for it to be called an ultra. So once they do 4 cameras, like what Samsung have done, yeah, it's worthy of being called ultra. Report says SD globally. Yeah, well, I hope damn well so. I don't want to see that Exynos back here. Apple really need a back gesture in the left and right. Absolutely. Navigation on iOS is so archaic, man. You should try the Snapdragon 8CX Gen 3. Got it on my Galaxy Book. And it's snappy. Yeah. They specialize those chips. Man, we are over that 1 hour mark. You lot are really showing out tonight. Love the engagement. Love the engagement. Absolutely love the engagement. Excellent live. Thank you, Deepak. Was Apple really thinking of implementing Type-C port before the... Never. Hell no. Apple were never going to implement USB Type-C. Just accept it. If not for the EU, they were going to ride out the lightning port all the way, protect the iPhone, and then go portless when it legally made sense and they were allowed to. Thank EU for it. Apple were not going to implement jack squat of a USB-C port on any of their iPhones, ever. Problem I have with iOS is the lack of back gestures. Every app is different and it frustrates me so much. I agree with you, Jake. Navigation on iPhones and iOS is stupid archaic. No, they didn't want to. Absolutely. iOS apps seem to crash even more than Android, but I noticed CarPlay is way more stable than Android Auto. Android Auto still needs to start all over. Fair play. Right. 4K 60 ProRes recording straight to an external hard drive is groundbreaking feature. I think it is. I think it's flipping phenomenal. It's flipping phenomenal. Maybe ray tracing is the beginning of the game console death. In a way, yeah. Maybe image reconstruction is. iOS still has the darn notification bug in animations that can activate consistently. There we go. Games kill a 1 terabyte S Series X. Apple with 128 gig, 2 games and the storage done. Yeah, like, yo. I mean, the Pro Max starts at 256 now. Don't get 128 gig storage stuff no more, man. 256 is the minimum. Right, the amount of data ProRes is using is wild. Hence why being able to externally record to it, but ProRes as a acquisition codec and a mezzanine codec and an intermediary codec, it is the smoothest video editing codec you will ever use in your life. I promise you. The storage penalty to the quality that you get image-wise and the ease of editing, clutch. I'd rather cloud gaming and get stuff together and miss Stadia. Man, blame it on Google. Deepak, console gaming ain't gonna go away. People who love gaming prefer bigger screens, so it's always gonna be around. Absolutely. I love your constant. I love your content. Constant. Okay. Huh? I like your constant lover of tech. Do you like medicine, bro? Yes. There's anybody that's have a rough day. Energy lift up. God bless you. Appreciate you, man. As always, appreciate you, Johan. 100%. I'm very curious how the 15 Pro Max feels in hand with the rounded edges. Yeah, the contour edges and how different the weight is. That is the part where I'm scared I'm going to love holding this phone on a regular basis compared to this. Even though Samsung have nailed this and are the kings of this, I'm low-key worried. I'm actually going to like the in-hand ergonomics and feel, especially considering the flat display with the thinner bezels, more than the S23 Ultra. That kind of worries me. My beloved S23 Ultra. It's going to be a while since till I can switch to mobile gaming. I like having dedicated hardware always plugged into the TV. Absolutely. Nintendo Switch is the best middle ground. Yep, Steam Deck as well is on point. If you get a 256 iPhone and recording ProRes, you're going to run out of storage within 2 minutes. 25 minutes, actually. Mate, I think you're going to fall in love with the 15 Pro Max. Let's just wait. That's the part where I'm a bit worried. I think I might fall in love with the design and the feel in the hand. I think I might fall in love with the performance. I might also fall in love with the battery life performance. But everything else is either a no-go or very middle gray area. Just saying. External SSD ProRes recording will have a huge success in fashion and product marketing. There you go. I've never been a fan of sharp edges of those Galaxies. Nah, this ain't sharp. Man, these are soft. Now, the S23 Plus and the S23, that's kind of sharp. These are soft. These are comfy. Black Bruce Lee. The troll, you talking about ProRes games are 50 gig one game. Absolutely. I remember I had a Note 8 and accidentally whacked the back of my hand on the corner of it. That thing hurt like a mug. Man, yo. You lot really. So I'm a very sarcastic person. That's just Latrell, man. Wow, you lot showed out tonight, man. You lot really showed out tonight, man. Really vibed with it, man. It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. Really appreciate you lot being here, man. We've gone over the hour mark. Shout out to the live squad for being here, man. At the peak of it, we had 40 concurrent viewers, which I really appreciate. This is a preliminary and preview. Let you know that I did get the 15 Pro Max in blue titanium 1 terabyte. It's coming launch day on Friday, and I'm worried. And I gave you my reasons why. Let's do a content recap. Let's do a content recap and see what's good. Let's do a content recap and see what is good. Cam 1 and Pro. All right. Let's see. Right. Here we are, man. We are streaming. We got the 15 Pro Max. Let's do a bit of stream inception. Stream inception. Woo! I thought that'd be fun to just do for the sake of, right? But yeah, we're here. Right? And we got the month kicked off. We got a month kicked off. We got a month kicked off. We got a month kicked off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 videos for September so far. And out of the 6, 5 of them are iPhone related videos, right? So this was obviously when I was talking about it being called the iPhone 15 Ultra. Changed the title to 15 Pro Max once it was done. Talked about the potential changes. These were all based on leaks and rumors, which we realized that some of them things just didn't come true, right? Did our video on the Asus ZenBook S13 OLED. So definitely go check that one out as well. I actually really like how this video came out in terms of the vibe, the production quality, the edit, everything that came together on it, man. So definitely go watch the Asus ZenBook S13 OLED. 2 months later review. Really, really vibed with it. Actually really enjoyed how it came out in terms of production value and stuff as well. And then we started doing the pre-reactions and we talked about the iPhone 15 Pro Max and how it stacks up initially based on my thoughts after the reaction of the video and the live stream of Apple event, right? How it holds up against the S23 Ultra, especially considering the base model at 256 on both in the UK. You only pay £50 more for the S23 Ultra, but in the US, they're both $1,199 phones, $1,999, $1,200 phones, right? Let's just round it up. So I discussed it there. It's doing quite decently well, which I appreciate the support. And then we threw that against the S23 Plus versus the iPhone 15 Plus. And I'll be honest with you, I think Apple are pulling a fast one with this one. This 15 Plus is like basically taking a lesser version of the 14 Pro Max's 48 megapixel camera. It's a lesser version. It's a smaller one. It's not the same. Taking away the telephoto zoom, the 3x zoom, and then just having 2 cameras, and then taking away the 60 Hz display, putting USB-C, and calling it a day. I don't know. I think Apple are low-key pulling a fast one on that one. So go watch this video so you can understand why that's what my thoughts were letting me say. And then I did 2 videos. 2 videos back to back on a Saturday and a Sunday. Like we're cooking, we're working. Explaining why you should buy the iPhone 15 Pro Max and not the 15 Pro. But on the flip side, if you go to the end, right, I did state that I have another video that says why you should buy the iPhone 15 Pro and not the 15 Pro Max. So I definitely recommend watching both videos and seeing which one applies to you with the reasons that I've put down, whether it's you getting a Pro or getting a Pro Max. So definitely catch up and watch it. And I think it will add value to what we were talking about in this live stream here as well. Let me just jump back into the comments. Let's see what's good. Yo, Latrell, you've won. You've won. I have no words. Apart from gratitude, it's a must. Yeah. My boy, $50 super chat, you know. Man, listen, let's link up in Vegas. I'm going to buy you a drink. Ooh, wee. Pause. Love you, my bro. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you, man. I ain't dropped comments on your videos, but I've been watching. I love the energy, man. You're back in your bag. You're just, you know, doing what you're doing, what you love doing, and just, you know, doing your thing, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate the direct donation, the $50 super chat, man. It means the world. It means a lot. Like, I will keep reminding you all, super chats are not mandatory, but don't get it twisted. When you do, it always grounds me. It humbles me. It makes me appreciate, and it makes me not slack, and it makes me have to hold myself accountable to a certain standard to make you feel like it's worth having to do that. From streaming in 4K, high quality audio, lighting, visuals, topic, presentation, artwork, the whole lot. Like, you deserve that when you're doing this, right? And bro, for you to drop a $50 super chat, man, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that for real, for real. Whew. Lord, we're in our groove. Are we comfortable? There, right there. Yeah, the S23 Ultra feels amazing in the hand. The change to the S22 Ultra was big. Huge. Huge, brother. Huge. And I think more corner. I think I mean more corners of the phone. Nah, they're still comfortable. They're sharp, but they're still comfortable. I think Apple is going to be a lot more comfortable though. Before we go, appreciate you, man. Johan, yo, Big Dino. Yep. I was going to pick up the 15 Pro Max, but I'm trying to be patient with their Pixel 8 and see what they have to offer. Smart choice. Smart choice. It's only 4th of October. It's only around the corner. Yo, bro, I'm from Pakistan. Love you, man. Appreciate you, man. Pakistani love. Love the design of the Zen book. Yeah, man, it's kind of fire still. The new iPhone 15 USB-C will be more prone to problems as opposed to Lightning. Nah, come on, man. That's a reach. Lightning. Are you forgetting how unreliable Lightning cables are? Come on, man. Latrell, nice one. I appreciate you, Latrell, man. Goated. Goated. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. That ain't enough of a donation, but hopefully it's something. Bro, what you mean? Bro, that's big stuff, man. I appreciate that, man. Don't downplay that. That's huge. Any donation or any size, man. Like, I ain't them ones where, it should have been 100 or I'm not gonna pull a Dr. Umar. I don't know if you've seen that meme of like someone dropping a $10 super chat or gift on his Instagram. They said, lady, it should have been 20. I'm not that guy, bro. Bro, that's big. That's big, and I'm humbled by them, and I appreciate you. Same here, bro. I'm just bad at commenting, but I'm liking the videos and I'm watching all the way through, man. YouTube Premium, I leave it in the background or watch it all the way through, give you all the watch time. Like it, man. Appreciate you. All right, man. That's it. We're about to shut shop, but before we do, I want to go back and thank every single one of you that's joined during the live squad. Shout out to the replay crew as well if you're watching this back. Really appreciate the support. Running it back. Appreciate you, Technically T, for the $19.99 super chat, man. Means a lot. Tech Him Mike as well for the $9.99 super chat as well, man. I appreciate that as well. And then the troll, man, you won it this time. Like, yo, if it's a bidding war, man, you won. $50 super chat, man. You really showed that. I really appreciate. And to everyone else that contributed, man, for real, for real, for real, for real. Your engagement this tonight, man. I can't wait for next week, Monday, when we do a full live, hands-on, unfiltered, Snyder cut review of the iPhone 15 Pro Max. Yeah. So watch out, man. Ooh, love from Italy. Wow, come stai? I recommend you to many of my friends and colleagues. We love you, lover of tech. I appreciate that, man. I love it. It is like my second home, especially Verona. Man, you ain't. But I do, man, I know you ain't, but I appreciate the work you do and put into these videos for everybody, man. I appreciate that, bro. For real, for real. Thanks, Ben. Enjoyed it. Johan, peace. Yo, everyone, content recap across the board. Appreciate all the support and the love, man. Go show out. Go watch all the videos that we've produced so far for September. We've got more lined up. Unboxing and impressions video dropping on a Friday. Camera comparison Saturday. Battery stuff on on Sunday, and also Monday we're doing more battery stuff alongside also doing what you call it, a special hands-on live stream review of the 15 Pro Max, review on what you call it on Wednesday, and a full comparison review next to the S23 Ultra on Friday. Boom. I appreciate you all, man. Love, stay blessed, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.